You want to win your games in solo queue, you need to know how to roam. I'm very tired of reading and seeing a lot of explanations about how to roam, so today I'm going to address 5 of those lies that in reality are holding you back instead of helping you be a better player. And I'm going to show you with some examples. Let's get into it. First lie is that you cannot leave your AD carry in bot lane alone for too long. I've seen this mistake over and over on almost every support that I've worked with, and it's that you do an insane roam mid lane and insane roam top lane, maybe Voidgrass play, or you help your jungle out, and then you go back rushing bot lane. Like, it's very important for you to go back bot lane because you left your AD carry alone for a minute or half a minute, 30 seconds, and you are scared that he's going to int or is going to get mad at you, right? So I'm going to explain 3 key concepts or 3 key points on when can you do this and when you should be leaving your AD carry alone more. And also during the video, you are going to understand a bit better this point. So let's start with the first one. Now, in season 15, a lot of things changed compared to last season. Minion damage is higher, so the waves push really fast. Also, the damage of the minions is reduced the lower HP they are, so it's harder for people to freeze the waves, meaning that the wave almost forever is going to push towards your AD carry, so he's going to be always collecting waves. Maybe in very high elo or in high elo games, you will find freezes that you have to help your AD carry with. And also tower shots are one-shotting people. Like 2 tower shots is already too much to handle. 3 tower shots, it's almost impossible to handle, right? So it makes diving very, very difficult, which means that you can leave bot lane for a long period of time without fearing for your AD carry's life. Now, the second point, and I have a document that I explain this, is if you see here, I explain every single AD carry, when you can roam and how you can roam, right? What's the difficulty of the roams? Because some AD carries, you cannot really leave them alone early game, but later on, when they get 1 item spike or level 6 spike, or they have something in their kit that allows them to play alone, here it will be like easy, medium roam, high difficulty roam, but you need to make sure that you understand every single AD carry as a unique champion, right? It's not the same if you are playing with a Sivir that if you are playing with an Ashe, right? Ashe is also able to build static shift, and some champions, as I say here in this document, can build certain items that will help you with the roams. And also the third point, who are you playing against, right? You guys forget so much the matchup in bot lane is that if you're playing against a Nautilus or if you're playing against a Lulu, it's 2 different things. If I play against an Enchanter or a Mage, I will leave bot lane every single time if my AD carry can also handle it, right? And even sometimes when my AD carry cannot really handle the 1v2 scenario, if you're playing against a Mage or an Enchanter, it's going to be so much easier for you to roam. And also, how do you win against Enchanter and Mages is by roaming and putting pressure on the map, having more agency, right? If you're playing against an Alistar or a Leona, those champions can dive very easy your AD carry, right? Especially if they have a hard way to wave clear or a hard way to survive dives, you have to pay more attention on what your AD carry is doing, right? Our responsibility as a support is to make sure that we impact the map. Also, we pay attention to the safety of our AD carry, but you have to make conscious decisions depending on those 3 key points. Now, the second one, and probably the biggest lie in this entire video, is going to be you can only roam when you crash your wave. Now, yes, you can roam and you should roam or look for windows of roaming when you crash your wave. Like here, for example, we end up killing the enemy bot lane, we are going to crash the wave. But what they don't tell you, right, or what you don't get explained is that why are we roaming right now? It's because the wave obviously is coming back. But the next 2 waves are going to be normal waves, right? Because we just crashed the cannon wave. This is going to give me way more time to roam than you guys think. So the enemy is going to bounce the wave towards us, and Junara is going to be safe farming it. But also the waves that are coming are normal waves. So it's very difficult for the enemy team to dive a Junara or any AD carry when they don't have a cannon wave, right? So I'm going to use this move to roam wherever I want because I'm playing Nico. I have a Sylas in the jungle, I have a Jax. Wei is decently okay in some skirmishes, but you want to also make sure that you roam towards strong champions. Like you don't want to roam towards a tank or towards a Sejuani without real damage, right? So you want to be smart about it. Now, we end up getting a really good skirmish, but I want to show you another example in this game as well that happened, where I end up roaming, but my wave didn't crash. This is one of the main ideas or the main mistakes I see the most when playing and roaming or understanding how to roam. And this can make your gameplay so much better. I think I end up dying here. We end up getting a couple of kills. But after this, I'm going to open the map, right? I'm going to come out of base. My team is keep fighting, very normal in solo queue. Your team is just fighting around. And Yunara is going to push this next wave, or she's going to collect this next wave. Now, she's going to collect this wave. And this wave, I know it's a cannon wave. And the wave that is coming right now, it's a normal wave. And the next one is also going to be a normal wave, right? So even if Aurora and Viego are bot lane, Ashe is coming back or mid lane or bot lane, I don't really think Yunara is under any threat because they cannot dive Yunara and I can make a bigger play in another side of the map. I could be mid lane, I could be top lane, I could play with my jungle. Let's say my jungle is invading enemy red. I could be there as well, right? So no, not always you need to crash your wave to be able to move. You need to make sure that you pay attention to the waves, right? I end up getting the kill here, and always after getting the kill, go for the vision, guys. Super important, right? When you have your ward item. Pay attention to the waves. The waves changes. At 15 minutes, it becomes one cannon wave, one normal wave, and minute 25 is every single time cannon waves, right? But at the beginning, it's going to be two normal waves and one cannon. So every time a cannon dies, or a cannon wave, your AD carry cannot get punished, then the next minute and a half is going to be so much easier for you to roam. Third lie, you don't get experience while roaming. This is not true at all. That means that you don't know really how to get experience while you're moving around the map. And I'm going to be explaining you how to do it and how to get better at this. We have to understand some fundamentals about support first, is that you need to make sure that you play for your level 6. Once you get your level 6 as soon as possible, that's your number one priority as experience is to get level 6. After getting level 6, you don't need more experience in the entire game, right? You need to get level 6 around 8 minutes, 8 minutes 10, 8 minutes 30, 9 minutes. After that, probably you struggled, you died, something went wrong. Try to get it as soon as possible. Now, after level 6, you could be level 6 and your AD carry level 10. I'm happy, right? I prefer to be level 7, for example, my AD carry level 9, and both support and AD carry level 8, and my AD carry having a bigger impact, right? Level-wise. Now, why do you fail at getting experience while roaming? Is because you guys think about, I kill a lane and I leave. Or I go towards a lane and I leave. I'm going to pause right now because I know that I explained this in other videos, especially on my support guide for season 15. I highly recommend checking that out. Is that at minute 730, the cannon wave is going to hit mid lane. And this cannon wave is going to give me access towards the void grabs. And it's also going to give me experience because I'm getting the prio together with Echo. So we are sharing experience. Yes, I know in some elos they will complain about this. I don't care. Just ignore your teammates. You are the support player, right? Ignore your teammates. Now, my Smolder, going back to point number 1 from the video, is great at playing alone. Why? Because he has the ultimate, who is going to make sure that he can wave clear a cannon wave, and the W. Very difficult to dive, especially with Rakan and I think it's Nyla, the other AD carry. So let's see how that goes. Remember, I'm getting experience here on mid lane. Now Echo and me, we get the move towards the void grabs, and they try to dive my Smolder, but they cannot, right? They are too weak to dive him. Towers hit for a lot, and he just ults the wave, gets all experience as well. He gets the wave, and he's totally fine. Now we know from the second point, the next two waves are what? Normal waves. So because the next two waves are normal waves, Smolder can be alone again, because he has great wave clear, great survivability, good vision, because I gave some decent vision for Smolder as well to play for, right? Especially the control ward in the river. And again, I help Echo be faster in the on mid lane, and now we can play void grabs. But pay attention to a very important detail. I'm level 6 already. It's minute 8:17. That's record breaking, right? You want to be level 6 as soon as possible. Now, we have prio. Maybe I could have been top lane a bit faster because Jax and Master G are fighting here. I should have been there. But I'm going to pause again. Very soon, actually. I missed the pause. Here I use my ultimate. We get the stun onto Jarvan as well. We play with Echo. Who is coming here? Enemy support. But enemy support is not playing the same game that I'm playing, right? He's level 5. If Rakan was level 6 here, holy, this will be difficult, right? But Rakan didn't contest the waves in mid lane. He didn't help push, so he didn't get prior for move, right? And we end up getting a couple of kills. It's not perfect, right? Smolder ends up dying. If you guys watch the replay, he dies because he decides to try to 1v1 the Junara. Is it my fault? Is it going to be your fault? It's not your fault. He tried to do 1v1. It's not because I was not bowling. Rakan actually was here, dying, right? And very sexy dodge there from my side. And we end up killing the Syndra. I think we end up killing more of the players. And I want to keep rolling the clip because the aftermath of this, the next moves, is also where you guys fail at, right? Rakan is going to be level 5, I'm level 7. I've not been in bot lane for 1 minute and a half or 2 minutes. And I'm already level 7, he's level 5. Because fighting and sharing experience in mid lane or top lane when you do a good play, it's super important for you guys, right? You make a good play on top, you push it, right? You make a good play in mid lane, you help push your solo laner. Because they have access to a faster base, and you have more control over the map, more agency, right? We end up getting the void grabs, and now it's time for me to base. Now, what did we say at the start of this segment, of this chapter, is that we only play for level 6, right? We don't play for more levels because we don't need to, right? We are a super player. We need our team to get more levels, and we stay with level 6, and we're happy. Here I get the Redemption Rush, a bit meta. How do you approach laning phase when you're already level 6? And you're playing Engage. If you play Enchanter, you can stick with your AD carry a bit more. I'm going to attack the side lane, right? Through flank side, right? We end up getting one of them here, Junara, or I think Rakan ends up escaping, or he tries to escape. But I'm not going to help Smolder push the wave, for example, and I'm going to give vision for him to solo push, right? This is going to allow me to play in between bot lane, mid lane, and jungle. So you guys see already the tendencies, like I'm trying to have more agency on the map. I'm opening the possibilities of my gameplay, right? Here, my friend Rakan does a big mistake. I'm not playing only bot lane, and that's what I want you guys to understand. You don't need to be bot lane after a good play, right? You don't do voiders and then stay bot lane and try to help your AD carry. Try to have more impact, try to give vision, try to get a reset. Maybe you go mid lane, maybe you play with your AD carry. But as you see, I'm not taking the experience from the Smolder. I'm trying to give him the best vision possible, so he gets ahead in experience, we get ahead in the game. Fourth lie is that you should always play bot lane if your AD carry is strong and if you're winning bot lane. This is one, I don't know how to say it, is that it's actually not true. It's probably the fakest one, no, the biggest lie. It's always, there is always like a big lie, no? Why is it that, no? If you're winning bot lane, why you should not be playing bot lane? It depends, right? It always depends because what I dislike a lot when it's black and white, it's never black and white, it's never yes or no. It's very, it depends a lot, right? What's the key factor here is that who's your AD carry, right? Is it Kalista Draven or is it Mel, Jhin, Ezreal, Sivir? Because in this game we start 2-0. Mel start 2-0. I have Lucian, Irelia, and Elisa on my team. Now, Mel being 2-0 means that if I hook, do we kill? Maybe. Maybe we can snowball a bit around my bot lane. But enemy bot lane can also say, okay, let's wait till the wave arrives on the tower. And my agency, that's the big word, agency is going to drop a lot. So what am I going to do this game? I'm going to use Mel being fed so she can have bigger power 1v2, so I can transition my pressure into the rest of my team. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that you guys do. You start 2-0 in bot lane and you say, okay, now because my Jhin is 2-0 or my Sivir is 2-0, I'm going to keep going bot lane and I'm not going to move around the map because I'm going to win through bot lane. And you don't play like this anymore in Season 15 because it's very difficult to solo carry from bot side when your champion that is together with you in bot is not a great snowballer, right? It's also like a supportive champ. He's fine playing alone. Here, for example, I'm going to be bot. And if we're going to speed it up, I made a tour around the map and now I'm bot lane again. As soon as possible, as soon as I see that Mel can be fine alone, right? I'm out of there. I'm out of there because I see also Viego trying to invade my Elise. Now, I could look for some hooks. We for sure can kill maybe 1 or 2 times the enemy bot lane again. But I'm taking a risk. If I keep being bot lane, I take the risk that maybe my team is not able to kill the enemies and they end up dying. And now I'm going to have to face a stronger top side, and us being strong in bot lane usually doesn't end up well. So I have Lucian. Obviously my mechanics, I missed some hooks. I'm playing in NA, so 120 ping. So bear with me a bit here. And I'm just going to try to go back to lane when the cannon is coming. When the cannon is coming, it's a bigger threat for Mert, and also it gives me more experience to play with, right? I would like to have this experience, so I'm closer to level 6. So you will see that I'm going to end up soaking some XP, and whenever I can, I will try to be mid lane, especially this wave. You see that I'm checking the waves on mid lane because this mid lane wave is super important for my level 6. I already have level 6, but it's also important for the void grabs pressure. And the entire game is going to be me trying to move around the map, trying to make plays with Lucian, trying to make plays with Elise, trying to make plays with Irelia, because it's important for the game, to win the game. They are not behind, or at least they are even, and if we can get them ahead, then it's going to be a very easy game. So again, one of the main mistakes that I see you guys do is you stick too much to bot lane when you are playing with a supportive champion, or when you are playing with a mage. It can be Lux, it could be Brand, for example. Here I just sent with the ultimate, guys. I cannot hit a hook. I'm too bad, but it's all right. It's all right. Here I think we end up dying, and the same thing happens later on, right? We end up killing the Viego. We end up getting the void grabs, I believe. I've not been in bot lane for such a long time. And Mel is not complaining. Mel, it's fine. She's farming. She's 1v2, getting solo experience. I'm getting some division as well when I can. And we secure objectives and defend camps, right? We still make sure that we do our super job outside of laning phase. And what I want to say with this is that you guys have to feel comfortable playing outside of bot lane in some games, right? Some games are going to be for you to be moving around the map and be present for your teammates. It doesn't matter which elo you are. You have to try to make an effort on learning how to be comfortable outside of bot lane and understanding what you are doing in the other sides of the map and why you are doing that, right? I'm not moving randomly because I want to. I'm just giving pressure and helping my other players, my other teammates to keep snowballing because we are adding one more player, right, into the equation. So now Irelia is ahead, Elise is ahead. Look at all the vision that there is on top lane. I come from time to time to bot lane to give some vision to Mel. And also Lucian is ahead. So everyone is winning. The game is very easy. And we are going to win. Enchanters and mage supports should not roam. Now, this one I wanted to mention because it's probably not like the most common. I did hear about it a lot. And enchanters and mages usually don't roam that much because you can make sure that you're abusing a bit more in lane. But as I said before, sometimes it's not worth it to abuse that much in lane. But it's the same thing as with engage. If you know your timers and you know how to move, like for example here we end up getting the Prio together with Yasuo, making sure that Yasuo can move, bringing Yasuo together, and we end up getting a kill and we end up getting void grabs, right? So make sure that you still understand the rules and the fundamentals on when to move, how to move from the previous points as an enchanter and mage, and you can use them. Now, sometimes as an enchanter or mage, you have to do what we call matching, right? Matching means that if the enemy support is moving, you match him so you don't let your team outnumbered, and you can probably turn some skirmishes around because you are going to be dead. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to ask me anything in the comments. I'm super happy to answer always. You have the document that you saw as well in point 1 in the description. And as always, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.